Psalm 1 is one of the most famous and beloved passages in Scripture, and it's one of my personal favorites. Today, we'll be covering its 6 verses in just about 3 minutes. Let's start with verse 1. Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the path of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. This verse means that we shouldn't walk in worldly ways or follow worldly wisdom. In the allegorical book The Pilgrim's Progress, the protagonist, Christian, listens to Mr. Worldly Wiseman and ends up going down a bad path. This allegory shows us that worldly wisdom leads down a bad path. Verse 2 and 3 say, "But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law he meditates day and night. He shall be like a tree planted by rivers of water, that brings forth fruit in its season, whose leaf also shall not wither, and whatever he does shall prosper." The law of the Lord is the Bible. If we read the Bible daily, we shall prosper, as the famous and beautiful metaphor in verse 3 shows. Think about it. Which tree does better? One planted far from water, or one planted by a river? Obviously, the one by the river does better. The Bible acts as this river, and shall cause us to prosper. The fruit metaphor in verse 3 also connects to the fruit of the Spirit in the New Testament. If we read the Bible daily, we are more likely to grow in our faith and bear the fruit of the Spirit, good works. Now let's take a look at the last 3 verses. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind drives away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. These 3 verses show that the ungodly face the same end as chaff, which is the inedible part of grain. The good part of grain was very important at the time of this psalm, but chaff was not at all. This shows that the ungodly end up with a bad fate, hell. This last verse also says that for the Lord knows the way of the righteous. This shows that God doesn't ignore our good works and what we do. He does see them, and He does bless us for them. So do yourself a favor today. Pick up the Bible, read it for a bit, and don't listen to worldly wisdom. Do the same daily, and I can assure you that the outcome will look good. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. God bless.